There is one thing about life that none of us can change and will have to accept in the future one day, and that's the process of aging. We have all tried somehow to slow down the aging process by participating in all kinds of skincare routine. And then there's the most unnatural way to stop aging: fillers, Botox, plastic surgery, any face or body modification that many people run to keep their youth. And one thing we know for sure is that these people for sure ruined their face. And if it doesn't look bad now, they won't like how they look when they start to age and their skin start to get wrinkled, because eventually it will happen, and it must happen. Even with the best skincare, the best mountain peak water, the type of exercise you do, the type of skincare you wear, you will get old, and it's inevitable. But one demographic of people who don't seem to take this lightly, and that's attractive women, specifically attractive women who have been attractive their whole life. Aging is something a lot of them involuntarily have no business in participating, aka running to get plastic surgery. Welcome back to the channel, where we talk about issues related to women, or we spill the beans on celebrities in the media. So like, share and subscribe, and without further ado, let's get into it. Attractive women are living a completely different life from the majority of people. Their whole life, they had people worshipping them because of their beauty, and they had received quite a few privilege. Because of this, not all, but most of them have become extremely dependent on the way they look for quite literally everything. But what happens when these women get older? Their look starts to fade. Now this is the sad part for these women. Their brain have become so used to people literally finding them attractive. Let's take, for example, the world's most famous model in the world, Adriana Lima. She walked over 15 different Victoria's Secret fashion shows and had the longest going contract with the brand ever recorded. She retired in 2018 on the last show before all the controversies of the brand. She appeared on the Mess of a Show, the 2023 Victoria's Secret World Tour. And to be honest, she looked a lot different. She was still very beautiful, but we could all obviously see that she did something to her face. There is a YouTube channel called Lori Hill that went into all the procedures she had gotten done over the years. But clearly in her older photos, we can see that she has gotten some form of fillers in her face, and it causes her to look very puffy. Still beautiful, but extremely puffy. And it's sad to see, because Adriana Lima would have aged so gracefully if she had left her face alone. But I think a lot of this comes from the type of job she has, and the fact that she has always been told how beautiful she is by everyone, and she probably felt pressured to stay that way. And maybe she just didn't want to lose her beauty after becoming used to people telling her all the time. She just wanted to keep it. There is quite a famous psychologist called Sadie Khan on YouTube, and she talks about how attractive women are when their beauty fades. She become quite insecure because her looks have always been the center of everything, and now it isn't anymore, and she's aging.
Women being super attractive selects for a very specific type of guy that is sufficiently confident to go up and speak to you, or men will make ridiculous and wild U-turns in their life in an attempt to get to you, which also gives you a pretty unrepresentative experience of what most men are like.
Yeah, and then when the looks start to fade, it's a harder transition for them. When the looks start to fade from a woman who is quite plain, she sees it as life. When the looks start to fade with an attractive woman, she sees it as disastrous, because a lot of the power has gone. So they might, not always, but they might respond to it with a lot more insecurity, especially after children. But
there is a young model called Paulina Poriskova. She has always been telling her story on what it's like walking into a party at 50 years old. She talked about how she used to get so much attention from men when she was younger, but now at the age of 50, she's literally invisible. But if you ask me, I think she looks very beautiful for 50 years old. She has aged so gracefully, but it's not just her or Adriana Lima. There are many women in all walks of life who are very insecure about age and wanting to stay young. So they get all type of plastic surgery to stay young. And when they do start to get old, you can see the work they had done because it starts to show in their skin as it gets old and as it droops. And now all of a sudden they become extremely insecure once again. This isn't the process for every attractive woman, but the ones who have a ton of surgery, it will come back to haunt them in the future. The aging process itself, it's beautiful, and we should always take really good care of our skin. We shouldn't strive to do something that would deeply affect the way we age and antagonize our skin. There are a lot of women in the world that don't fear the aging process. And because of that, when they age, they see beauty fading as getting old and as a part of life. And like sometimes women who have been attractive their whole life, very few of them can actually accept the process. We have never met these women before, so we can't exactly tell how insecure they are. But a large part of it have to fall on us for treating them like goddesses, even though they are beautiful. When they were young, they were extremely beautiful, yes, we know, but we worship them for a very superficial reason that most of them have become very accustomed to. And when it's taken away from them because of age, it could put them in a state of depression because they are so used to not being told how beautiful they are and walking into a club and getting all the attention. Also, a large part of it is also on themselves for not trying to make sure that they are very secure with themselves and acknowledge the fact that beauty isn't forever and it will fade and it must fade. And when it does, someone like Kylie Jenner won't like it, especially because people ripped her to shreds right now on the internet. She won't accept it when she grows old. She just won't. Well, that was my opinion on attractive women and aging and the change they start to see with the way people treat them. Adriana Lima has always been a sweet soul, and this is no hate to her. She's beautiful. But what's your guys' opinion on the topic? Please like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.